The seizure could be the result of dehydration or something neurological.
Or the ecstasy you found in her system.
According to Dr. Hadley, the patient took the drugs about 5 hours before the seizure, so...
How does 13 know about it?
Apparently, she was with the patient last night.
At 3 a.m. Oh, yeah. Penthouse Foreman meets medical mystery. Maybe there is a god. Empty, transient sex? I've been waiting for you to spiral out of control ever since you got your Huntington's diagnosis. But this is more than I dared hope for.
Patient's seizure resulted from dehydration, which resulted from a cocktail of alcohol and ecstasy. Mystery solved.
Wait, were you doing drugs?
Not diagnostically relevant.
That's what we're trying to diagnose. It's how steep of a spiral you're on.
Our patient hemorrhaged into her eye 2 years ago.
Also not diagnostically relevant. Retinal vein occlusion was fixed. Her doctor said it was a venous anomaly.
Is he in this room? Because if he's not, I don't care what he thinks. Unless he's a she and she was there last night too, in which case I care very deeply.
What if the eye problem wasn't with her vein, but with her blood? Would explain why she sees, why she's always tired.
She parties till 3 a.m. That's why she's always tired.
Yet you seem fine.
She's visited 4 other doctors in the past year. None of them found anything. She's a hypochondriac who drank too much.
Blood clots could explain everything.
Makes sense. Bone marrow's in overdrive, too many platelets. Sorry.
13, go stick a needle in your girlfriend's pelvis. And no, that one wasn't a metaphor. Suck out some marrow. That one was. I like to watch.
I can handle this alone.
You've already handled it. That's why you need a chaperone. Of course, I'm a very permissive, understanding chaperone. So feel free to ignore me. You know, if you're in the mood to start kissing or groping or showering.
You'll have to excuse Dr. House. He mistakes immaturity for edginess.
You're Dr. House?
I assume my name came up last night in the form of a moan. You had sex, then a seizure. Could be a particular position or activity that set it off. It sounds like a valid medical theory, doesn't it?
I'm really sorry. Just ignore him.
Whatever you think we did, we did. And then some.
Lights on or off?
A medical rationalization for that one?
Light sensitivity?
On.
Huh. Figured she had more shame than that. She talk dirty or make you rely on vague hand signals?
She's pretty direct about what she wants.
I'm learning so much. Okay, score the score. Scale of 1 to 10.
Don't answer.
7.
Finally got one right.
Should have known it wasn't a coincidence. Found your letters. You recognize House's name, and you're the first patient I've seen who actually enjoyed being accosted by him.
I would have told you, but...
What exactly would you have told me? That you slept with me to get to House? That you've been trying to get him to take your case for over a year?
I'm sick. No one even wrote back.
You used me.
You used me.
My motives were clear.
You might have figured out my motives faster if you'd bothered to ask my name. I followed you to that bar because I wanted to talk to you. See if you'd help me get to House. I didn't expect you to be so aggressive.
Was that seizure even real?
Why would I fake a symptom? It would just make it harder for House to diagnose me.
There's nothing to diagnose. Your biopsy results are negative.
Then it's something else.
Get dressed. I'm discharging you.
House admitted me. He obviously thinks...
House is using you as an excuse to stick his nose in my personal life.
I'm tired all the time. Some nights I fall asleep at 10 and wake up at noon, still tired. Every doctor I see tells me there's nothing wrong.
And that proves what exactly? That they're wrong or that you're wrong? Come on, you expect me to believe? Sit back, deep breaths. Try and relax. Get the paddle, she's gonna crash. Damn. We had to use paddles to stabilize the patient's heart.
Eye issue, brain issue, now a heart issue. Sounds like a real case to me.
Yeah, I get it. I was wrong. Can we move on?
You were just upset because the whole time she was with you, she was thinking of my huge, throbbing diagnostic skills. Drugs would explain everything.
This morning you rejected drugs.
That's when I thought that 13 was right and I was just jerking her around. Cardiac arrest means she could be a serious user.
Great.
What?
That means that something she did at my place set this off. Either she brought drugs in or she grabbed something from my medicine cabinet, and that means my place needs to be searched. Now, I'd be happy to do that myself, but unfortunately that would be far less titillating for House, so he's about to come up with some convoluted medical reason why I have to stay here while he goes through my stuff.
Patient's dad had bypass surgery. I mean, she's a candidate for atherosclerosis. She needs an ultrasound. That was much less convoluted than what you just said.
I'm not giving you my keys. If you want to do this, I'm going.
Who could pick a lock?
I'll go. Make sure he doesn't steal any underwear.
Blood test confirms low potassium levels, explains the numbness in her hip. It's not good, but I think we've got time for at least 1 or 2 comments about my personal life.
Which you just wasted with that comment about my comments. Low potassium means her heart problem is a symptom of kidney problem. What caused the kidney problem?
Could be IgA nephropathy.
Not without blood in the urine.
PSAGN?
Not with normal blood pressure.
Renal tubular acidosis. Her kidneys don't filter acid out of the blood. Excess acid drives down potassium, causes kidney calcifications.
It's RTA. All she needs is sodium bicarbonate for the acid and surgery to remove the calcifications. CT her kidneys. If you find calcifications, we have her diagnosis.
The breathing problem started after we fixed her kidney problem. Means the RTA isn't the underlying cause.
Where's 13?
Traffic's bad. She's probably just...
Not here.
It's not her lungs. No masses, no infiltrates.
Her lungs are working, but she still can't breathe.
Distribution plant can't distribute if it's not getting deliveries. If her lungs are fine, maybe the problem's in the supply line, airway collapse.
That could signal autoimmune or some kind of dystrophy as the underlying cause.
There's only one way to find out if her airway failed. Make it happen again. Stick 13's carpet cleaner on a treadmill. Methacholine challenge. And someone find the carpet.
I found her in the clinic, giving herself IV fluids.
At least you could let her finish. She looks terrible.
She has a fresh nightclub stamp on her wrist. She's in no condition to practice.
Unless this is a prelude to an actual spanking, there's no reason for me to be.
I want her to take a drug test.
You can't make me do that.
But I can suspend you until you do.
Because she went to a nightclub in her free time? Or because she had sex in her free time? Patient was undergoing routine surgery for RTA. Didn't need 13 here for that. And I don't need you making my employees punch a clock or pee in a cup. Let's go. Come on.
Thank you.
By the way, the surgery was not routine. Patient stopped breathing, and you missed a differential. You're fired.
What? You just defended me.
No, I just prevented you from getting a drug test. Probably saved your career. I'm already taking responsibility for one doctor with a drug habit.
I don't have a drug habit.
The slutty party girl is fun until she pukes on your shoes. And she's just a pain in the ass.
I heard.
Yeah. I'm looking for my ticket back.
Sorry if I upset you. I didn't want to invade your privacy.
It wasn't your fault. Can you get me caught up?
Think you're gonna find something we didn't?
It's good for the patient. Good for me.
Films are clean. We ruled out hypertension. The guys have her on a treadmill running a methacholine challenge. And I still think you've been acting like an idiot.
I know. Did you talk about whether this lung field looks a little dark?
It's probably just overexposed.
Or her diaphragm's a little flat? Could be a sign of hyperinflation.
Suggests a pulmonary obstruction.
Lung cysts. They wouldn't show up on an x-ray. Treadmill test isn't gonna close her airway. It'll make her lungs explode.
Her throat's fine. We made her airway collapse, but it's not collapsed.
You ruptured a cyst. Her lung collapsed.
Breath sounds on both sides.
Move. Trachea's deviating to the left.
Nice.